Hello and welcome to Salubrious Skin with Dr. Irene. Today I want to talk about the truth behind autoimmune diseases. You know, there are 155 autoimmune diseases, and modern medicine believe they're idiopathic, meaning they're unknown cause. And the problem behind an unknown cause, then we don't know what to do. And having an autoimmune disease often means that we are left with this disease forever. But as Chinese medicine practitioners, we believe there are two reasons for autoimmune diseases to exist. One is cellular degeneration, which is basically cell death, and fragments of the cells enter the bloodstream. And number two is a weakened immune system, which again allows toxins and unmetabolized toxins to enter the bloodstream. And it's important to note that our bloodstream is not a garbage dump. It is not where all sorts of toxins and various substances can enter and the body will be okay with. The only toxin that can be there is CO2, carbon dioxide, and anything else will instigate an immune response because the body is always trying to protect you and keep you as healthy as possible. So when these toxins are entering the bloodstream, the immune system is going to respond. And initially, you may not even know about it, but over a period of time and given the right DNA, the right genetic information in your body, it can actually switch on a gene and instigate an autoimmune disease. So there are many ways we can actually improve the health of someone or maintain the health in order to prevent an autoimmune disease from one perspective, or if there is an autoimmune disease, how are we going to start treating it? So typically the causes of autoimmune diseases are gut dysbiosis, so an unhealthy balance of good and bad bacteria in the gut. Leaky gut syndrome. So what happens there, the lining of the small intestine becomes irritated and porous and allows the unmetabolized toxins to enter into the bloodstream from the small intestine. The other thing is chronic infection, trauma, dehydration, nutritional deficiencies. So this could be either having, a highly fatty, fast food diet with minimal nutrients, or there could be some issues with absorbing nutrients from an unhealthy digestive system, and also chronic inflammation, and also hypoxia, which is basically not enough oxygen, and so cells die, so cell death. So it is important to understand that when we can identify where the causes are of the autoimmune disease, then we have much more ability, much more power, much more promise that we can actually improve the health of someone. And I know with psoriasis, and I've spoken a lot about psoriasis and eczema because psoriasis, that's been my life since I was 11 years of age, so I know a lot about it. And the main approach to dealing with this disease from a modern medicine perspective is suppressing the immune system. And the reason why this does not work is because the immune system is working for you, not against you. It's not trying to upset you. It's trying to let you know there is something there I'm reacting to, get rid of it, or I'm going to instigate this disease. And as soon as we can flip that perspective and go, okay, well, my body's not against me, it's not overacting, it's just simply responding to whatever molecules that aren't meant to be there, and it's protecting me, then we can actually improve our health and have much more positive outcome than the roller coaster ride of, cortisone, methotrexate, biologics. That simply suppresses the immune system, body gets annoyed after a while, doesn't work anymore. Then ultimately what happens is you get on stronger medication, and this sort of vigorous cycle of torment and pain continues. So if you can identify where the causes are, then we can actually give hope in recovering from this disease. Doesn't mean you can't switch the gene off. It just means you need to sustain optimal health to keep you managing this disease, managing the autoimmune disease you have. So treatment and prevention, that's obviously, prevention's always better than the cure. We hear about this all the time, making sure our children, ourselves, our loved ones all have healthy gut, have healthy diets, nutrient-rich diets, drink lots of water on a regular basis. It could even be simply not drinking enough water can instigate this. Keeping physically active, all the right things that we all individually know. We hear about it, an update amount of times on the radio, TV, media, everywhere. We all know about it. Everyone's trying to sell us something in that space. So we are well aware it works. We just need to actually do it. And that is the prevention. But once a disease happens, that's where you need treatment. And that's where you'd probably need to see assistance of a natural health practitioner. And I'm not against Western medicine. I know it has its place in our society, but there are some things that they have deficiencies in, and as do we as Chinese medicine practitioners and other natural health practitioners. We have deficiencies as well. We can't solve everything as they can't. It's not about a competition. It's about reality and utilizing our strengths within each to help people to be as healthy as possible. Now, the other thing is that you'd want to do as far as improving autoimmune diseases is immune regulation. We have to improve the immune system. And what I mean by that is supporting the immune system, restoring gut health, clearing any subclinical inflammation and infection, because infections and inflammation will cause an autoimmune response, will cause an immune response, because the body is responding to something that it needs to respond to. It has to, otherwise it will take over your body. The infection and the inflammation will take over your body, and as an organism you will die. So it does need to respond. So we need to support the immune system from that perspective. And finally, prevent cell damage and weakness, and we do that by keeping hydrated, as I said, improving overall health, and making sure that we're putting healthy things into our system. We need to be putting healthy nutrients into our body, and be mindful of what we're eating, and also extending out to be mindful of what we're thinking, what we're feeling, being around people and information that has positivity to it and not a negative aspect to it. And I think there's kind of a bit of good and bad news. The bad news is that treating autoimmune diseases take time. They're not a quick fix. They're not something that's going to resolve within, 1 month or 5 months. It's a long process, and it really depends upon how healthy or unhealthy an individual is. And it's a time. It's not necessarily time, but it's what the body needs to heal, and the body will heal at the pace it wants to heal. And I think it's important to recognize that your body is something that is in complete control of the situation, and not your mind. You can actually make things harder by stressing and being consumed with the fact that things are taking longer than you expect. But the reality is that really being present and making sure that you're doing all the right things, as a result, will be beneficial for you. You don't have to actually do anything, just do the right thing, and that will all transpire into your body healing. And like I said, this isn't something that you are able to do yourself when you are in the state of dis-ease, but the important thing is knowing that your body is in constant state of rejuvenation. Constantly. Your body cells are constantly dying and giving birth to new cells all the time. But when there's nothing that changes in that information, in that cell, then that information just gets passed on to the next cell. So we need to create change in order for new cells to be healthier and for the disease to occur. And when that happens, your body will be much more balanced and healthier. I hope I've given you some hope and promise, and also taking a little bit of control back. I would always get frustrated with my circumstances of not feeling in control, feeling someone else was in control of my own destiny and fate. And I think it's important to understand that we are more in control of our health that we perhaps think we have, and to simply start with what we're eating, the company we keep, the work we do, the choices we make, all these will have a positive impact on our health. And doing things one at a time and being guided by a practitioner is fantastic. So it's really important for you to find someone that you can connect with and understand your circumstance and help you along that journey of better health. I hope this has been insightful, and be sure to catch other podcast shows on salubrious skin with Dr. Irene, and subscribe and leave your comments below, because I would love to hear some feedback. Anything you want to hear about, anything that I may have missed that you wanted to know more about. Information is key for me so that I can make these shows more tailored towards your needs and to help you along your health journey. Take care, and I'll see you next time.